here with Trudi. We're from the Panhandle Power Wash Supply Store.
I thought you forgot who I was, Anthony.
Huh?
I thought you forgot who I was.
I about did, huh? Anyway, we're here tonight with SUDS Marketing Group. Matt and Keaton, they're going to step in here in a few minutes and tell us a little bit about themselves. We'll give them a few minutes to each one of them to speak on their background, how they got into washing, the window cleaning, and then we're going to jump into how they come about to create SUDS Marketing. And then we're going to go into the CRM questions and just touch on marketing tonight. So, guys, man, it's great to have y'all here. Matt and Keaton, one of y'all flip a coin, do rock, paper, scissors, and see who goes first. But it's all y'all just for a few minutes.
Appreciate it. Matt, up to you. You call heads or tails. And
I thought we were actually going to do a coin flip, but why don't you go?
I got one. Who's got one?
And I'll follow you.
I got it. Call it, Matt.
Oh, he's actually going.
Heads.
Call it, Matt.
Heads it is. Matt, take off.
Wonderful. Well, hey, we are so excited to be on the show today. Thank you for inviting us. Hopefully I'm not lagging a little bit. I feel like in our intros I was lagging, but I want to make sure that I have crisp audio and that we're reaching you guys. But again, thank you so much for having us. Just a little quick introduction for SUDS Marketing. Keaton and I are both founders. Our background is in marketing. We've done it for years. And our whole adventure started when we went off and became part owners of a window cleaning company. And it changed our world. We absolutely fell in love with it. Our background before that in marketing was in home services. So a lot of solar, pest control, anything that had to do with your home, we were in it. But this is such an awesome and amazing niche service when it comes inside of the home industries that we immediately fell in love with it. We felt like it was underserved, and we combined our expertise in marketing and knowledge of CRMs and love of automations and AI with our own window cleaning company that we've been able to grow over the past year. And it's been an amazing journey. So again, we're super excited to be on the show today. Thank you both, Trudi and Anthony, for having us. And then I'll let Keaton introduce himself. Own window cleaning company that we've been able to
awesome. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I mean, Matt's just a little fun tidbit about Matt. He moonlights as a professional voice actor. So if he could do speaking all the time, like he is the voice and, dare I say, handsome enough to be the face of SUDS very, very easily. So he does a great job. Yeah, Matt and I worked together for a couple of years. We were previously at a company called Best Company, which was based here in Utah, which focused on marketing for home service companies and a number of other verticals. And that's what we did. I was in affiliate marketing, so basically brokering outside marketing deals. And Matt was the head of business development. So we just kind of combined our sales and marketing expertise and became good friends over the years and decided it was a good point to jump off and do it on our own. So yeah, like Matt said, I mean, we're really excited with what we're building. We feel like there is huge opportunity to actually serve, different types of exterior cleaning companies, whether it be power washers, window cleaners, any combination of the two, even for people who are just getting out and cleaning gutters part-time or wiping solar panels, whatever it may be. We've tried to create very unique and creative strategies to not only, build your business and make more money, but actually save you a lot of time while you're doing it. And so it's just been a blast to be able to prove those strategies out in our own business as well. And, see the fruits from that. So, more than anything, we're excited to jump in, be a part of the great community of people that are in this industry, and help build it up as well.
Yeah, man, it's a big family. Hope you prepared for it. So Matt, you said that you used to wash a lot. So tell us how you got started in the wash business, and then we'll lead up. And if Keaton washed, he could do that, and then we'll go where y'all met, become friends, and all that stuff, and then we'll figure out how SUDS Marketing come into play.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, like we explained, my main background was in marketing, business development. But when we invested in this business, I couldn't help it but get out there and clean myself. And so I was taught by someone close to me how to wash windows, the appropriate way to do it. And then I would help on either the weekends or during the weekdays. And I'd be out in businesses, going door to door, trying to pick up new clients and then washing windows myself. So that's something that has been great for me as I've been a business owner, to be able to understand and get to know the clients that way. So that's how I kind of got started in it. We invested in the business first, and then was able to get out there and do the work with all of our employees, which is great. That's kind of how I got started in it.
So y'all kind of know one another before all of this happened?
We did in it at a professional level. So again, yeah, we worked together at a company that was called bestcompany.com. And so we worked there for a number of years. Got to know Matt and his family really well, and likewise. And the company ended up being sold at the end of 2023. And, Matt and I were always just kind of on the same wavelength, where we said, hey, is it time? Like, do we jump off and do something together? And, it worked out. It's been a roller coaster ride, but we're super grateful for it. And that's pretty much led us to today.
And that's a good way, when we hire somebody for the warehouse, which, we have a wash company also, doing it for over 20 years, washing. And then we have the warehouse. So whenever we hire somebody for the warehouse, before we even train them in the warehouse, they're out in the field. Because if they don't know how the components work, they won't know how to explain it. You ask a guy, a mechanic on the street, so, hey, my injector's not sucking. What do you do? And they're like, what? So they have to know out in the field what can happen, and listen. The motors are like your car. If you're driving down the road and your car makes a weird noise, same thing with your equipment. And so if they're not out there learning about it firsthand, they can't sell it. So nobody in our warehouse has that's bad. Okay, they've always been out in the field before, we put them in the warehouse. And, they don't have as much experience as me and Shane, but they have the knowledge and the know-how. If they have a question come up, hey, I've got this chemical, I'm trying to do this, and it's not doing this, and then they know the questions to ask. So I like it, the fact that you go out and do the window washing, and so and you can't market something you don't know. You can't sell something you don't know. So I'm on medicine, which makes my words really bad, but I implore you. Okay, so thank you. How about that?
Slow down.
I can add, sorry if I'm a little bit laggy, but if I can add, not only a technical knowledge and a proficiency with pressure washing or window cleaning or whatever exterior cleaning business you have, there is no greater experience than being out in front of your clients, building a relationship, and doing a stellar job with your work, and letting your work speak for itself, but also building that relationship with a smile and finding new clients. That's how you propagate your business is by building those relationships, getting referrals. And so I feel like that has given me such an excellent experience, not only a technical knowledge of the washing, but also a way to market yourself as you're out in the field.
Yes, exactly.
But that classic Kutch bunch down there, they don't have a whole lot of equipment failure because they get all that good stuff from the Panhandle.
You're talking about Five Finger Freddy, the guy married when my inventory's not right all the time because somebody decides he needs a pump and it just goes out the door without nobody knowing, don't worry. He pays for it. Say, okay, all this inventory is gone. Here, write me a check from Classic Touch to cover this.
So y'all work together for a company. It closed shop. So y'all got together, put your brain together, and said, "Hey, let's start a marketing company and call it SUDS Marketing."
Yeah, our path kind of went like this to get here initially, right? But we jumped off again, being in home services. So we did a lot with roofing and with solar initially, and so we operated under the name Bonfire Marketing. And that was more of a straightforward digital marketing play. So we had a pretty big Rolodex of contacts and people we'd worked with over the years. So it was fairly easy just to continue with what we were already doing. And that was, in the simplest form, lead gen. We were really good at getting leads to roofing and solar companies. So we continued with that for about 8 months, and then, hit some turbulence in the solar market. But again, kind of in the back of our heads, we always wanted to what if we could create a new service business for ourselves, but also kind of use it as a case study, right? Like put our money where our mouth is and grow it with the strategies that we think that would work. So, a combination of like changing markets, but also just, it was kind of fortuitous when opportunity arose not too long ago that we got into window cleaning. And so we're looking to grow and expand that into power washing and offer other services with that as well. But then that's also where we started to see a lot of holes and gaps that, our own marketing partners were experiencing. So that led us to create kind of the tech side as well. Because to be honest with you, I mean, right, it's not hard. You spend a couple of hours on the good old University of YouTube. You can figure out Google ads, you can figure out Facebook ads. But what we kept seeing time and time again, we'd be feeding leads that were good quality leads, and they just weren't getting worked, for whatever reason, whether they just didn't have a good follow-up system. They didn't have even just a base CRM to house or organize their contacts. There was no good follow-up or nurturing sequences. So we just kept seeing people waste money on marketing. And that's where we said, you know what, we've started to figure out ways to implement this technology in our own business. Let's just build our own platform. And that's really what involved into SUDS Marketing and our platform, what we call SUDS AI.
Cool. So Matt, you want to explain to everybody, if they don't know, what a CRM is, and if I was to call SUDS Marketing, got you on the phone and said, hey, I need a CRM, could you explain to me what is it and how's it going to help me as a business owner?
It's not
Absolutely, Anthony. I'd be happy to.
CRM,
What was that, Trudi?
crispy treats and milk. It's not that.
Oh,
That's exactly what I was going to talk about next.
For me in my house every evening, yes, it's what did you say, cream, rice, and milk, or tasty.
Cake, Rice Krispie treats, and milk.
Yes.
Hey, Matt, there's no telling what you're going to get from the panhandle over there.
Hey, that is okay. I'm a fan of all those things she just mentioned, so we're okay.
Me too.
So yeah, a CRM is a customer relationship management tool for any business and that operates and works with any number of clients. It's so important to be able to manage your relationships. Now, first and foremost, the base that you need to have, like I mentioned before, is a relationship with your clients. If you don't have that relationship, you're going to one and done them. You're going to burn. They're not going to remember you. You're going to be dropped off. They're never going to think of you again. But when it comes to managing a CRM and managing those relationships, it really is so much easier to house all of your contacts, all of your notes about all of your clients in one place. And then in addition to that, it needs to be able to be automated to free up your time. If you grow past a one-person operation, you have to save time by being in multiple places at once. And you can't do that without an effective CRM. And so I'm sure most of you who own businesses definitely understand this. And if you've outgrown just yourself by being able to text back and say, hey, thanks, I appreciate your business. We'd love to, if you leave us a 5-star review or a star review, right? And you can't do all of that anymore. If your time is used up too much, you need a smart CRM, and that's kind of where we come in. Now, the hole here and where we found a huge gap in services is a lot of these larger CRMs do exist. I've worked at big publicly traded companies that use Salesforce or HubSpot. Mm-hmm. And depending on how many people you have on, I mean, these CRMs can get so pricey. And I mean, we're talking either from a couple hundred to a couple $1,000s, depending on how big your operation is. And so the gap for us that we saw, like, how do we bring a smart CRM to a more localized client who needs to operate on a different level? Even down to the number of people you have. Like, if you get 3 guys on and you want to try to do some scheduling and they're going to charge you $300 just for that, like, that's just not economical. We didn't see that as an option. So in addition to that, you can use CRMs that are cheaper, but then where's the automation and the smart factor behind it? Where's the AI being used? And so that's the gap that we're attacking today, is finding what we did is we made a CRM with all these different automations that utilizes AI for smaller operations who are willing to grow with us at a base price with no tiered plans, nothing like that, because we feel that is unserving the small exterior cleaner business market. It's just not economical for them to charge as much as they do. So that's kind of where a CRM and how we fit into it.
So the important thing of hiring guys like you, so let me tell you what I did. And now I owe my husband lots, but I went from private to professional mode on my Facebook. But I was doing ads every once in a while and just reaching the few people I knew. And then I went professional, and all of a sudden we got an $8,000 bill from Facebook ads because I got hit so many times and I didn't even know where it was from. I didn't remember, but because I'm not educated in this, it's like, oh, boost this post. Okay, I'll boost this post. And all of a sudden, bills for $3,500 a month, and I'm just like, I don't know where they're coming from. I'm not doing nothing. He's like, you're doing ads. I'm like, I'm not doing ads. No, I'm not doing that. And then all of a sudden, I found out, and I'm like, oh, I did do that. It was me. But before I went professional mode, it didn't sting as bad. It was like, $50. But then now I've got, I know a lot of people know a lot of me, and it'll hurt. So if you don't know what you're doing, it can cost you big time, for sure.
Yeah, but you hit that boost button, though, but it may not be boosting in your area. It's boosting. I mean, right. I'm in Alabama, and I've done it a couple of times, and I had guys from way off somewhere. I mean, like 8 states away, and they're like, hey, you're up in our area. I don't think it's going to do you no good. And I said, well, if I get any jobs, I'll just pass them off to you. But yeah, that boost button, it'll get you in trouble. But
well, if anybody's got questions, we'll read them out. But yeah, if you chat button's working. So we got Antonio Curry on here. Let me say hi to everybody. We got Alana Martinez, Chris Bertner, Rick Warnock, Eric Smith, Shannon Roser, Antonio Curry, Carlos Hinton, Rain Softwash, Luke Carpenter, David Rivers is on. Hey guys, glad you made it safe there, David. So if you guys have any questions, please put it on there. So the chat's working.
So
well,
how
Trudi,
often?
Wait for questions to roll in. Do you mind if I kind of comment on what you just said too?
No, go right ahead. No, I won't interrupt you. Go right ahead.
No, you're totally fine. I know I'm lagging a little bit, so I apologize. But the exact situation that you talked about with that boost button and rolling into trying to scale your business it's such a horrible sweet spot to grow enough to be proud of what you've built and to ready to start marketing more. But as soon as you're ready to start marketing more, that's when you get gouged for price. We talked to a guy this week who owns his own window cleaning company, actually was power washing. And he's like, yeah, I just spent $6,000 on Google last week and I didn't get a single lead. And so this spot in between localized growth where they've done a good job and they're ready to take the next step and burning hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of cash on Facebook ads and Google, that's the disconnect, is because how do you scale beyond that point? That's the inflection point that we're trying to solve by saying, okay, no, hold on, let's scale back, let's take a step back, and instead of jumping right to ads, we say you need the solid foundation first, and we need to systematize what you've already done on a relationship basis through basic automations, phone outreach, and internal campaigns that all solved by SUDS Marketing or our SUDS AI, which is our platform, right?
Did you say $6,000 in a week?
You want to see my bill?
$6,000.
You want to see
Well,
my bill?
like if
You only noticed that one.
that it would have been worth it, but I mean, he didn't get a single lead from that. You know, there's nothing wrong with spending $6,000, but you got to see that ROI. You know,
I mean, that was like a year, wasn't it? I mean,
that was I don't know if it was a week. It was within a month.
Yeah,
Oh
that's,
my
I was
Lord.
living a month for that $8,000.
Close up the door, shut the back door.
So
Yeah, it's rough. And if I could just comment, you know, Anthony, I know you had a question too, and I saw another question about ROI that is kind of a funny question, but I do want to comment on it. And hopefully we can give some value in giving some strategies that actually work, you know. But yeah, like Matt was saying, so I mean, like our system, and not even what we're trying to build. I mean, we built it and it's working and it's working well. But yeah, the SUDS AI system, really what it does is if you were to look at, I mean, like we have a visual and a chart, right? But if you were to take like the whole sales cycle of any business, right? You need to get leads. You need to nurture them, get them to actually get on the phone with you or meet with them in person, right? Before you can actually book a job, get the sell. But then there's the post-sell that happens, right? Which is following up, asking for reviews, asking for referrals, getting them to repeat business, right? But then again, that referral part to be able to feed the top of funnel and start that cycle all over again. So what we've tried to do is essentially automate that cycle. So we can take your existing client base, even if it's like friends or family, and build off of that and really create a system that builds the business for you while you're off working, doing the job, focusing on customer service. You know, there's so many hats that a business owner has to wear. The sales and marketing is working for you automatically in the background, working off that foundation that you already have and expanding it. So over time, that continues to snowball, and you know, you really can build a lucrative business. And the bigger you are, the easier it is to get started. But you can also start from scratch just the same way, without ever needing to spend money on ads. And that's kind of what we're trying to say. Like, you know, you can do it. It takes a little bit of creativity, but you can do it. You don't need to be blowing thousands on Facebook or Google just because that seems like the right thing to do.
So I made a post last week, I believe, or maybe earlier this week, is I want relationships, not customers. And
Bingo.
some people were confused about that. And somebody's like, hell no, I've got this much money coming or this many contract or this many clients, I'm good. And I'm like, but I want them to know that we have a relationship, that I'm not going to do them dirty, that when I have them scheduled, they're going to be taken care of. And a lot of people were confused about that, when I'm just like, relationships, they keep coming back. You don't have to keep working and finding new customers when you have a relationship and you have that client base there for you.
Yeah. A lot of people, they're chasing the money. They ain't chasing the relationships or building clientele or anything. They're just chasing the almighty dollar, but still at the end of the day, when it all goes away, I mean, yeah, we need money. Money what make the world go around, but
right.
You know,
does one of you guys want to answer Levi up there?
Levi.
Sure. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Funny. So illegal bandit, I don't know like specifically what illegal bandit signs means. I don't know if you're just throwing up signs in the night or whatever, if that's what he means by that. Or social media advertising. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously it depends. Like you can get a good ROI off of social media advertising if it's personalized. Like you need to know your audience. You need to know who you're selling to, like your target market, right? But then you also have to make sure, like, you understand there are some nuances there of like, okay, what's a boosted post versus like an actual advertisement?
Mm-hmm.
How do I target people only specifically in my area? How do I target them based off of the interest? Like, do they have intent of buying? Have they been looking into some sort of cleaning service? Do they own a home even? Do they own a business or, you know, a fleet, whatever it may be that would be applicable to your business? There's a lot there. I will say this and comment on this. The grassroots marketing efforts, flyering, door hangers, signs, absolutely work. Don't let anybody tell you they don't. Those simple, basic things, going door to door, shaking hands, it works. And to what Trudy's point is, building those relationships, showing face, showing you're trustworthy, that absolutely works. But it works with a compounding effect, right? Like you can go scatter a neighborhood with flyers, but how do you track that, right? And so our system also employs tools to be able to track that through our QR codes and specific actions. So you can, for instance, like we can flyer 100 homes in one neighborhood that we think might do really well, 100 homes in another neighborhood. And then through the SUDS AI system with our QR codes, actually track how many people are actually looking at this, scanning it. Is there interest there? Do we go back to this neighborhood? Who do we need to follow up on and talk to? The people that did scan, how do we get them interested in getting a quote? Okay, how do we actually get them to book the sale? How do we get them to trust us and keep coming back, et cetera, right? So the signs work, but it takes a little bit of effort, just a little bit of extra effort to be able to track the ROI on that. And it's possible, right? But, for us, it's just, we don't like, I don't want to say wasted effort, right? But we don't like to know, we don't want to spend a lot of time on something if we don't know what the return actually is. And so that's the kind of approach we try and always have.
I'm going to shout out real quick. People just joined us. Nick Johnson. Hey, Nick. Perry Robinson. Levi. I already said Levi. Kenneth Harlow. John Heatherby. So the thing about yard signs, though, is check with your county before you do it. A lot of guys, especially where we are at, and we have I call them the pretty committee, because they always complain if there's one blade of grass out, or a tree limb hanging, and they call the county on it. So a lot of places, they will pull them and fine you. And it's not like they can't find you. Your number is on this sign. So they know who you are. So make sure you get with your county first before you go and put yard signs everywhere. And then also, don't put anything on mailboxes, for sure. I know a lot of guys put in them. Yes, I see a lot of guys put like a baggie, and they put a note, and they put a rock and throw it in the driveway. And you could be in trouble for littering if there's a Karen on that street that doesn't like that. And a lot of guys put door hangers on the doors, but most people go through the garage. So, make sure you don't, like you said, not waste money. Well, actually waste money and time from things that you can't do. Because I know a lot of guys that put a bunch of yard signs up, and the county called them. They picked them, they threw them away, and they said, "You do that again, we're fining you." So they just wasted all that time and all that money on for marketing that they couldn't use.
Best place yard signs I found out, you go wash somebody's house.
Yep.
Get them, let you put it in their yard, keep it there for a week. So go get it, pull it up. If you ain't got a lead in a week, you probably ain't going to get one.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I do have a question.
We got a question.
If Joe's pressure washing calls y'all and wants y'all to do your Facebook stuff, how many times a week y'all going to post on his business Facebook page?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the business. And so for us, as we practice what we preach, it's about the relationship, understanding the business and what their goals are. So, it's not just a matter of posting X number of times. It's posting things that are going to resonate with the right audience. If that, to Levi's point, right? Like if that audience is non-existent, right? Mm-hmm. Then it takes a little bit of extra creativity. And that's where I would just encourage somebody to, for free, just post organically. You don't need to spend money on ads right away. Focus on telling your business's story. So if you're just starting from scratch, pressure washing videos are cool. They trend on TikTok. They're satisfying to watch. People enjoy seeing the results of going from point A to point B. So the before and afters help. So just, again, spend a little extra effort and time on your job, document and record it, and share it genuinely with your audience. So again, if you're starting from scratch, that's where I'd be like, yeah, post every day, or give us content and we can help you post and manage that every day and automate a lot of those messages and things coming in. So you have an effective lead funnel off of your organic posting. If you already have a bit of a following and your brand story is visible, like somebody could scroll through and be like, okay, I get a feel of who they are, what they're about, right? There's some social equity there. Then by all means, yeah, let's throw some fuel on the fire and dial up the ads and make sure we're focusing again on like specific areas, and even down to like you can get within, a few square miles of targeting of who you're looking for to make it really effective. So, long story short, it depends on the situation. Everybody is different.
Mhm. Every area is different. Okay, so Anthony, you taught Jonathan Crumpton to just walk into people's homes and sit on their counter. Is that your marketing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
That's my boy there.
So
They ain't no telling what I've taught him.
I don't know. Did you see Joe Shuttle there on the ring camera with his shirt up? Never mind. It was another thing. Anyway, it went by.
Hey, no, never mind. I ain't going to touch that one.
Rain Softwash said, what do you think about this, though, using AI for writing posts and stuff? I wrote something and I used AI, and then it didn't sound like me. It didn't sound like me, and I felt like I was cheating. I was fake for me, because I know these people know how I sound. If I start coming out like an English teacher, they're going to go, what the heck is this? And who stole her computer? So, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so AI is such a powerful tool these days, and it should be used wisely, because just of what you said, Trudi, like you can ask for a prompt and that pops out, and you're like, that's not me. Like people will see right through that. That's not okay. So we found that it's very useful to use AI in a lot of the automations that we use, but when it comes to content, especially specific posts, it's much better to use your own voice. Like you're creative, you're a business owner, you're in the trenches, you can come up with something witty and clever. I mean, it's okay to consult it and say, hey, based on the marketing principles that you can scour across the internet, will this resonate with my audience? You can double check it across that. But when it comes to like especially posts, man, be yourself, use your voice. Large scale items, when you need to analyze something, definitely use AI. But for content, I would say err on the side of be yourself and reach your audience, build your audience organically like that.
And I would add to that, AI, it's an incredible tool that everybody, it's not going away. Like you should learn how to use it and incorporate it in your business. It can definitely speed things up. So like have it help you generate those ideas. But ultimately what Matt said, right? Like put yourself on the other side of this camera and the shoes of somebody who might be reading that post, or who, again, like if you're utilizing voice technology or even like bot on your website, like what would be helpful to you, right? If it's a social post, for sure, like get ideas, help it generate ideas for posts, but massage it and make it you. It can help you think and work through those problems a lot faster. But yeah, it is not to the point where it can replace you. You still have to give it that personal touch. Where if you are going to adopt AI totally, what we've done in our business that seems to have worked really well and resonated with people, for instance, we have an AI voice agent. Anybody can use it. If you call in and we're not able to answer you, the AI voice agent answers. At first, you are not going to be able to differentiate it from a real human. However, we've trained it to announce like, hey, I am an AI voice agent. Here's my purpose. And you can call and ask virtually anything you want to know about SUDS marketing, what we do, how we operate, and it will answer it for you, because that is more of a convenience if we're unable to get them. And then her goal is the entire time, how can I book a call with Matt and Keaton? Let me get your information. She transcribes all of the info that they need so they can feel like they're getting the help and the answers they need immediately. And if they need more, right, we're of course going to step in as soon as we can and give it that personal touch and actually talk to it and work through what they've already learned. So you can use it. I think you just need to be very intentional about it, not to, pull the wool over your customer's eyes or an easy, lazy out, right? Like it's a tool. That's it.
It is. Okay, so marketing wise, like each area in the United States is different. Each marketing is going to be used. Like I do a lot of every door direct mail where I am. And I hit the areas because we have a lot of vacation rentals. I hit the areas when I know the HOA meetings are happening because those homeowners are there. And we repeat ourselves. So, I sent out probably 30,000 every door direct mail last week. And the day they got them, we landed a $6,500 job that's paid for everything, paid for all of it. So now everything else that comes in is gravy. And, now we got different cards. So we did cards for the holidays right around, Halloween. It's like, hey, cobwebs are awesome for Halloween, but not for your Christmas lights. So, we get them to like, oh no, we've got to do this. Let's watch this. And we get a lot of revenue from that. And with any marketing, it's timing. So I've got another bunch of postcards coming in because we've got pollen. We got the pine pollen, yellow. My blue car is yellow right now. Everybody's sneezing, but I'm getting those out because everybody's going to want that pollen rinsed off their house. So with any marketing, and there's a lot of guerrilla marketing out there, which I do a lot of these weird things. Like I've got a bunch of pens for our Classic Touch, and we go in the off season where there's not a lot of tourists. We give them a bunch of pens to all the waitresses because people won't take those pens home, and we want them to take it home. So I do that, and we go out because that's the only time we eat out at restaurants is when the tourists aren't in town. So we go and give them pens and do all that kind of stuff. So like you said, with any marketing, it's going to be timing, and it's going to be repetition as well.
Absolutely. And weird works. Like get creative. Do things that other people aren't doing that's going to be memorable. You want to stick in their minds. That's what works.
Okay, we got somebody. Levi just had a question on there.
Okay, that could work against you sometimes. Customers ask your AI phone service this question: what is the manufacturer's guidelines for roof washing shingles? Damn, 99% of the industry does not rinse roof as the manufacturer directs. Meaning it backfired because AI was unable to answer that properly, I assume, Levi?
Well, so I don't know if you know the industry paint issues, the things going on that I travel and teach. So I went on and I did the Google, and it came up that saying a lesser strength of SH is safe to use, which is not. But because people are saying that, it's getting incorporated in the AI because so it doesn't matter what percent SH you use on this pigment, it's going to change. But because people are saying that, oh, you use too hot of a mix, you need to use a weaker strength. So that's getting generated in the AI because it's getting all pulled in. And so it does have some misinformation, which I know nothing's perfect, but you've got to read it. Google doesn't know everything, so especially with AI pulling all the information from what they are seeing online.
So if somebody called y'all, what's y'all's price range on like Facebook ads and doing the Google stuff?
It's a great question. So we're a bit different than most agencies. Like we want to get you started for under $100 a month. So our SUDS AI, which includes everything you would need to run your business. So the CRM, scheduling, intake payments, sales pipeline, all the automations, all the AI tools that we built specifically for cleaning services. You can build your website. You can build your email flow, drag and drop email builder, the reporting, reputation management, everything that's included in there. $97 a month. That never increases. So no matter how many techs or trucks or users they have on the platform, that never goes up. We just kept it very simple. Everything's available to you at all times. And because we truthfully believe you can grow a business using that and that alone. Now, again, if you're a bit more eager and you have the cash, you're ready to grow, maybe you're expanding into a new area, adjacent city, whatever it may be. Yeah, absolutely. We offer Facebook, Instagram, so Meta ads as a whole, TikTok ads, Google ads, and everything we do there starts at we just charge $600 plus your ad spend, which is half, if not more, than what typical agencies charge. And again, that's because anytime you come in and you work with us, we're going to make sure we build in that foundational system first. The only way you're going to see ROI on those Facebook ads is if you have a way to conversationally build relationships and convert those leads. Go ahead, Matt.
If I could just kind of add on to that too, like another big facet of this is we talked to a guy who had just started his window cleaning business out of Austin this week. And this guy had 5 different softwares that we all do with our base price at $97. He had like an automated system to reply to reviews, like a different software, quote generators. Like he had 5 different ones and it was paying well over $500 a month through all these different ones, including a CRM. And that was one of the main reasons we're like, no, we can't do this. Like our business owners need to be able to have a one-stop shop to do all those things, which, and we sold them on it too. Cause we're like, look, we could do all that for $100 a month. So you can save your money and then put that towards ad spends when you are ready. But we believe so profoundly that it all starts with an automated system housed in a CRM for people to automate and scale based on relationships and what they already have with these tools before they even spend a dime on advertising. So just us condensing all those offerings into our CRM that most people go to 5 different companies for, that's a huge draw for us to be able to make it affordable for these small business owners.
That's right. Yeah. And Anthony, I mean, to be direct too, it does depend. We kind of start there, but we have other packages that are even lower than that. Matt and I, being in the industry ourselves, we don't want to give anybody something that they don't need. So we want to understand the business and work. Maybe they just need the business listing service, right? And not ads and bonfire. And that's obviously going to be significantly cheaper to help get them started. So, and Terrain's question, email and SMS. Yeah, you can run email and SMS through it. There is a little bit more setup. Obviously you need to purchase your own business number, your own email domains, things like that. You can do that through the software, but yeah, everything can plug in and operate through SUDS AI as well.
So, what about, so the text messages, so many people are doing text messaging blasting, sorry. My phone's on mute all the time just because of the spam callers and the dang, it gets annoying. And I know that it reaches your customers, but sometimes it's just overwhelming to get all that, and I know that's the way the world is going because it's, once we didn't have landlines anymore and our cell phones are quiet, and all of a sudden our cell phones are just getting, the numbers are getting sold. It's insane. It's not a bad thing, but I think it's got to be used carefully.
Well, Trudi, you bring up an excellent point because we get texts for checking in before our doctor's appointments or text for anything right now, email or texting is the new email. That's what's really going on in our world. But we sent out a blast last week to try to fill up our company's roster for April spring cleaning. We sent out a big blast, and because we feel like we invested and really put our customer relations, it's all coming around. We're all talking about customer relations, right? Because we put that first when we sent out that blast. And if it's not too much, right? You don't want to spam them twice a week for, and they're just going to mute you. But if you give service that is like, you remember their daughter's name, or like you just build a relationship, you bring them their favorite treat. I saw popcorn in the chat. Like, if they have such a genuine experience, when the time comes that a text does come through, they're going to look at it and not roll their eyes. They're going to be like, oh, dude, that guy was awesome when he power washed for me. Like, of course I'll leave a review. Or of course, like, hey, let me think, especially if you have an incentive, like, oh, I'll take the $10 gift card and I'll refer you to my neighbor. They could use a power wash, right? So as long as a relationship is the foundation before that's sent out, if you're happy with your customer service and have great relationships with your clients, that's when the texts are not going to be too overbearing, because it's just like you said, Trudy, it's just the way of the world, like the way it's going. And it's always the ones that I mute are the ones that I'm like, oh, these are so annoying. Like, I mute, like, get away. I didn't even enjoy that experience anyway. So it's all about the foundation of the relationships before those texting campaigns do go out.
And it's like you said, timing. Like where I live, annual pressure washing is a must. You know, if you don't wash every year, HOA is sending you a letter. So to get a text blast, you know, once a year is like a good thing. You don't want to do it every month. So you have to know your market, what I was coming back to, and know your market and send it when it's necessary. Like if you're going to do a text blast, do it right before spring. Hey, spring cleaning's here. Let's go.
Or even if it's a yearly blast, Trudy, like our system can know, let's say you pick somebody up in late summer, and so it's not the springtime, like you can set it up and automate it. So like you reach back out to them like the next year and say like, hey, this is just want to remind you, like, hey, we had you last year. We'd love to like keep your house nice and tidy for the HOA. Like we'd love to, we'd love to come back out and power wash for you. And you can automate that so they're not hampered by all your campaigns, but it's set on a timer so you can do that.
So do you guys deal with the every door direct mail, or no? Do you mess with that at all?
Yeah, we do. And Trudy, if you don't mind, could I give you an example of good timing for text messages as well?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we do. Happy to touch on that. We can do direct mail. So I'll give you another example of the right timing, right? Here's a tip for anybody out there. Psychologically, right? Like it's best to hit a customer after a positive interaction. So the best way to use text message is in a way that's going to either surprise or delight, right? Not just randomly spamming like I need new business or leave me a review and send 5 follow-up reminders. You haven't left me a review or leave me a review, right? No. So it's automating like those post-service, like, hey, thank you. It like a very personal touch. Use their name, use your name. It was great seeing you today, Sally Johnson or whomever. Great working with you. I hope your garage is sparkling for the next few weeks. Please feel free to reach out if you have any issues, right? And then you just leave it at that, right? But what else we do is we also follow up within that timing. So recency of the appointment, and ask for a review if we know they haven't already gotten one. And then a prime example, right? If somebody leaves you a good review, SUDS AI can actually, and sorry, I don't mean to be selling this, but like we can't automatically do this, which is the nice part, but can actually read the sentiment. So if it's like a 4 or 5 star and it's positive, that is the perfect time to ask someone for a referral. Like, do not be afraid to ask. If somebody's talking highly of you, even as you're leaving the job and they're saying, hey, seriously, like we had 2 other people before you that just did not do it quite as well as you could, that is the perfect time to say, I'm so happy. That really does mean the world. Thank you for the feedback. Listen, if you know anybody else that could benefit from my service, please feel free to drop me a line, right? And then there's obviously ways to incentivize that at scale, but those timings matter because those relationships matter. Like it's real humans, right? Like, just put yourself in their shoes. What would you like? So anyway, let's talk about direct mail.
Just real quick, sure. Like remember the little things. Like you get a call and say, hey, I need you to clean my house. Like I know it's short notice, but my daughter's wedding venue fell through. We have to have it at the house. And, and then you remember that. So you come back and say, hey, I hope we did a great service. I hope your daughter's wedding went well. Little things like that mean a lot. And, like I got last week, I got a box of goodies from a pressure washer company, and he just just because. And I've been out, getting fixed up and whatever. And it just made me feel really good. And then I got a card the same day with somebody thanking me because I taught him something at an event, and he wanted to let me know that, hey, I listened to you and it made my life and business better. And I'm just sitting here because I've been on the couch since November 16th. And, I hadn't had my hair done, nothing, I'm just sitting there looking like I've been a housewife and not working my life. And it just made me feel great. And I got my outfit on, I got my uniform, I got my hair done. I'm just like, now I feel good. Awesome. And I can do that. And it's just those little things that it might be little to you, but to them means the world. And that's all it takes sometimes to build that relationship.
100%.
So what's the cost of getting into direct mailing?
What was that, Anthony?
What does it cost to get into the direct mailing?
Oh, sure. That's pretty straightforward. We don't we work with people directly on that because you can kind of generate the creative and again track it through the system. So for us, it's just kind of like a wholesale process, right? Like how many mailers do you actually need? How many homes are you hitting? How frequently? So I mean, it's pretty cheap. I mean, it can range from a few $100 depending on how many you want to mail out. Yep, something just like that. Also depends on the size of the flyer, colors, front and back. But yeah, to get an idea on that, you could essentially Google that, and we implement kind of our targeting and then nurturing tech to that. But it's pretty much just wholesale. We help you facilitate it, but whatever the best price you can find online, we'll help you work through a campaign there.
And it's pretty easy too. I mean,
it is.
If you got the time, I've got the time because I can't go out and wash right now because I don't want to have to get 10 more damn nails in my neck. But so I'm a little bitter about not washing. So
a little bitter. I hear it all the day.
So anyway, so I have to do the next best thing, which is sit in my.
You got to play with the grandson all the time.
I did, and my husband built me an amazing office that I never used until this happened. So Anthony, you seen my office?
Oh, I thought you said coffin.
Oh no, not yet. He might. I mean, he only married me.
I hope not.
He's best employee, and now I can't go wash anymore. I know it might be a coffin next. Yeah. All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
So how I noticed y'all got one of y'all's employees that works for y'all. He popped on here a little bit ago and gave a website. So, I mean, is that how people can get in touch with y'all or any other way? I mean, let folks know how they can reach out to SUDS Marketing, man, because that's what you're on here for.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you can reach out to us there. We're available on our websites. We're still undergoing a little bit of construction as we get up and running here. So by tomorrow, we have a new business phone number separate from Bonfire that we'll have up online. So yeah, the Bonfire is there. You can reach us through email. We're also open. You can drop us a direct line. We're very open. We give out our cells all the time. So I don't know. I don't have it on my phone, Trudi, but maybe I'll message it to you here. And or RJ's there. Yeah, he can actually put it in the chat, just our emails. But yeah, we're an open book. You can find us online on our website. Our numbers are there. You can also book a call. Just try to get our calendars there.
So awesome. So marketing, I consider, so when somebody comes into the warehouse and they want to buy equipment and they've been on the YouTube and they know they can make $1 million in a year with their equipment, and they come in and they want to buy the IGX 800. They want the AR45 or P40, and they want all electric hose reels, and they want this, and they want that, and they want Flow Pro, and then I ask what their budget is, and they tell me their budget, and I'm like, okay, so what do you have left for marketing? And they're like, what? And I'm like, well, you can't use all this equipment if you got nothing to use it on. So for me, being a contractor for so long, the marketing, the best money you can spend is on the marketing. because without the marketing, you're not going to have the work. Even if it's door hangers or even if it's just business cards knocking on doors, that is still marketing. So you have to have it. If you don't have the time to do it yourself or properly, like me, who now owes Facebook $8,000, they need to talk to a professional to make sure it's done right and hit the right market. Because like Anthony said, he was hitting people up in your area, and he could have probably sent them to you and say, hey, do this job for me, because somebody just whatever. So I appreciate you guys being here and talking, and I know people are going to call you, and hopefully you get some leads off of this, and get some work and get them to work, because you're working for them to find work. It's weird, but that's how it is. That's what you're doing, and that's the biggest thing for me as being a vendor and a contractor. And the marketing's different, because I can do marketing all over the country, obviously, because I just paid Facebook to do that. But as a washer, you need to keep it locally. So without knowing that, it could be costly, obviously. So I appreciate you guys doing what you do, because I have no idea what I'm doing on any of this. And my phone gets an update, and I'm taking 5 weeks going, I can't figure out how to get my pictures. So, I'm glad there's people like you that do know how to do this stuff. And I know that it will benefit a lot of people, because that's what they need to make the money. I know you don't want to spend the money, but you need to make it.
Y'all need to give this RJ dude a raise, man. He's blowing y'all up over here.
He's doing good.
I need information how to reach out to y'all.
I think he found you guys originally too. So go ahead, man.
Just
got about probably about 3 minutes. So y'all want to close out with anything?
Yeah, Matt was saying something.
I'll close out. Yeah, Trudi, just what you touched on, like just bringing it full circle. When it comes to relationships, we went into this on both sides because we feel like we wanted to know what not only your clients and our customers were thinking and what they wanted with our interactions there. We take that same principle that we've talked about this entire podcast to say, like, those relationships matter with our marketing clients too. Like we are focused on the small business. We know all of our clients by name. Like, we give them our personal cell phone numbers. Like, we're ready to grow with you, because as we grow with our window cleaning company, that eventually we want to branch out into power washing, into this wonderful community. We want to do so with you guys, and we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of and not having to pay hand and foot for Marcade or Jobber or any of these other CRMs. Like, that's why we've tried to build this, because we really appreciate this industry, the family that we've been adopted into, and we absolutely love it. So thank you for the time, and thank you for hearing us out, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to a few of you guys soon.
All right. Yeah, just guys keep checking the feed, because I'm sure there'll be more questions as people get on and watch it. They can watch it for however long. I mean, I've got lives out there that's been out there for months and years. So I appreciate you guys coming on. And as my little quote says, stay humble and hustle hard. And hopefully my doctor will release me so I can at least do a little bit of washing. We'll see.
Maybe so.
The doctor will, but the husband won't.
But next week we're gonna have a good one on I've never done it. That's door knocking. We're gonna have Ben Thompson on. I don't know if y'all guys ever heard of him, but door knocking Ben's gonna be on here next week, guys. So
you've never knocked on the door to tell the customer you're there?
Well, yeah. I mean, I do that. But
well, you have door knocks then.
That's his way of marketing, and I think he's excited to get on here, and we're gonna have fun next week.
Right. We have fun every week.
Oh, it's been fun. Thank you guys so much. That'll be a good one to watch too. I've spent a few years in door to door. His insight will be valuable. Trust me.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be interesting. He told me, he said, man, you'd be a good one to do it. And I'm just like, I just don't see me going around just knocking on random doors, hey, I missed in the neighborhood, but I done it today. I went and looked at some apartments to clean, to wash, and they were like 3 or 4 sets around this one set of apartments. So I just kind of hit every one of them while I was there in the neighborhood. Just, hey, introduced myself, gave them some information on the business, told them how they look us up on Facebook and everything. And, they said, well, we're going to be looking into you because we need this done, or we need this done, or we need this done. But anyway.
So you door knocked on a commercial level.
I sure did.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we will hopefully be seeing your face and your name up there more often.
Thanks,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
You're welcome. All right. Good night, guys.
Thank you all.
Good night.